Hello everyone and welcome to the part 2 of Amazon OpenSearch service. So this lecture will contain all these topics: storage calculation formula, multi-AZ with standby, OpenSearch dashboards, storage tiers, hot, warm and cold, anomaly detection, security architecture and access control, Amazon Kinesis data firehose, CloudWatch logs integration, DynamoDB zero ETL integration, security information and event management, service comparison decision matrix. So first topic, storage calculation formula. The storage calculation formula helps you determine the total EBS volume size required for your OpenSearch cluster. You start with your source data, that is the original raw size, multiply by the replication factor, which is 1 plus number of replicas, and then multiply by the overhead factor of 1.45. The real world example shows that if you have 100 GB of source data with one replica, the calculation is 100 GB multiplied by 2 multiplied by 1.45, which equals 290 GB of total required storage. Second topic, multi-AZ with standby. Multi-AZ with standby is the recommended deployment option that provides a 99.99% SLA. The diagram shows three availability zones. AZ1 and AZ2 are active zones with data nodes for indexing and search, plus master nodes for cluster management. AZ3 is a standby zone with data nodes in standby mode and a master node for quorum. Bidirectional replication occurs between all zones. Failover time is less than 1 minute and there is no extra cost for the standby capacity. So to summarize, we have three availability zones that are required with two active zones, one standby zone. There are three dedicated master nodes which are automatically provisioned and distributed across these zones. The number of data nodes must be a multiple of 3 to ensure even distribution across all three availability zones. Each index must have at least 2 replicas to ensure data is available in all three zones for high availability. The failover time is less than 1 minute, which provides very fast recovery when an availability zone fails. There is no extra cost for the standby capacity. You only pay for the active nodes you are using. Third topic, OpenSearch dashboards. OpenSearch dashboards provides built-in visualization capabilities organized into three categories: standard charts, specialized visualizations, and custom features. So first, line charts are included for showing trends over time, and bar charts are included for comparing values across categories. Pie charts are included for showing proportions and percentages. Heat maps are included for visualizing data density and patterns. Coordinate maps are included for geographic data visualization. Time series visualizations are included for analyzing data over time periods. And custom dashboards can be created by combining multiple visualization into a single view. Fourth topic is storage tiers: hot, warm, and cold. OpenSearch service supports data lifecycle tiering with 3 storage tiers: hot, warm, and cold. Data automatically moves from hot to warm to cold based on age and access thresholds. So first is the hot tier. This tier uses EBS storage type GP2, GP3 or IO1. It has the highest cost, but it is optimized for active data and frequent queries. Ultra warm tier. So this tier uses S3 backed storage and cost 90% less than the hot tier. It is designed for read-only data with less frequent access. Cold tier. This tier uses the S3 detached storage with no compute attached. It costs $0.024 per GB per month and is designed for rarely accessed archival data. Fifth topic is anomaly detection. The anomaly detection feature uses a data flow that goes from time series data through the random cut forest algorithm to detect anomalies in real time, which then triggers alerts and actions. The specification shows configurable intervals from 1 to 60 minutes, supports for up to 1 million entities, and unsupervised machine learning. The feature uses the random cut forest algorithm for unsupervised ML-based detection. The configurable intervals, so you can set detection intervals from 1 to 60 minutes based on your monitoring needs. The feature supports up to 1 million unique entities for high cardinality anomaly detection scenarios. The anomaly detection runs in real time to identify anomalies as they occur. Sixth topic is security architecture and access control. The OpenSearch service employs a defense in-depth model with 3 security layers. So the diagram shows incoming request passing through layer 1, which is the network, then layer 2, which is the domain policy, and finally layer 3, which is fine-grained access control before accessing OpenSearch data. So first one, we have the layer 1 network. So here we have VPC access. This access type uses elastic network interfaces in your VPC with security groups. It provides higher security through network isolation. And next one is public access. So this access type uses IP-based policies to control access. Note that it is internet exposed and requires careful security configuration. Once a domain is created, it cannot be switched between VPC and public access. You must create a new domain and migrate the data if you need to change the access type. Then second layer, we have the domain access policy, and in that resource-based policy. So this policy allows or denies requests at the domain edge before they reach the cluster. This is a SAML policy for SAML. The slide shows an example JSON policy that allows all AWS principals to perform OpenSearch HTTP actions on a specific domain resource. Then fine-grained access control. So fine-grained access provides granular permissions at multiple levels. So first we have the cluster level. So this level controls cluster-wide actions like mget, msearch, bulk operations, and snapshots. So these actions are very specific to OpenSearch product itself. Then index level, which is like a database or the table level. This level controls the ability to create or delete indices, perform searches, and manage aliases. Then the document level. This level restricts which documents a specific role can access within an index. Field level. So this level controls which fields within documents are visible to specific roles. So when we are talking documents, basically it's like a JSON document. Then we have field masking. This level anonymizes sensitive data using AES 256 hash to protect confidential information. Seventh topic is Amazon Kinesis Data Firehose. Amazon Kinesis Data Firehose provides fully managed auto-scaling delivery to OpenSearch with configuration options for buffering, that is between 60 to 900 seconds, retry duration of 0 to 7 and 200 seconds interval, and Lambda transformation. Index rotation options include hourly, daily, weekly, and monthly, and failed records are backed up to S3. So Kinesis Data Firehose is a fully managed service that offers auto-scaling and managed delivery capabilities. This option uses there is one option called no rotation. So this option uses a static index name without any date-based rotation. Second, hourly. So this option creates a new index every hour using the pattern index YY, MM, DD, and HH. Daily. So this option creates a new index every day using the pattern index YY, MM, DD. And finally, weekly. So this option creates a new index every week using the pattern index YY and WWW. So this is for weekly. First one is capital. So here what happens is like you can configure how you want from here the index should be created. So this is all the options that are available. And we have one more, which is monthly. So this option creates a new index every month using the pattern index YYMM. And these are the configurations. So you can have buffer so data comes from here. So you can have buffer of 60 to 900 seconds. And data is delivered when either the buffer size or buffer interval is reached. And the retry duration can be set from 0 to 7. 200 seconds with a default of 300 seconds. So this controls how long firehose retries failed delivery. So this is in between, how many time retry and how much in the interval in between. Then Lambda transformation support. So you can use AWS Lambda functions to transform records before they are delivered to OpenSearch. Failed records are automatically backed up to an S3 bucket as a fallback mechanism for data recovery. Firehose uses an exponential backoff on errors to avoid overwhelming the destination during temporary issues. Eighth topic is CloudWatch logs integration. So here is one integration pattern. So this pattern shows the real-time logs integration flow. CloudWatch logs are filtered using a subscription filter, which triggers a Lambda function that indexes the logs into OpenSearch. So this is a real-time streaming using subscription filters that automatically create a Lambda function for ingestion into OpenSearch. And the configuration. So there is an index naming pattern. The default index naming pattern is CWL, which is for CloudWatch logs, and then YYMMDD, which creates a new index for each day. And log class requirement. So this integration only works with the standard log class. It does not work with infrequent access log class. So this is within the CloudWatch. Next is the streaming pattern. Kinesis data streams receives the data which flows to the firehose for delivery to OpenSearch. Failed records are backed up to S3. Then there is a DynamoDB 0 ETL integration, extract, transform, load. So this is a third pattern which shows DynamoDB search integration flow. DynamoDB captures changes through the DynamoDB streams, which are ingested by OpenSearch ingestion and then indexed into OpenSearch. This integration uses OpenSearch ingestion with DynamoDB export to S3 for the initial data load and DynamoDB streams for ongoing data capture. Some requirements. So first, point-in-time recovery must be enabled on the DynamoDB table for the initial data export to S3. DynamoDB streams must be enabled with new and old images view type to capture all changes. OpenSearch ingestion pipeline. So you need to configure an OpenSearch ingestion pipeline to process the data from DynamoDB. 10th topic is security information and event management. So this is one more integration pattern, and this is for the CIEM architecture. So this is security information and event management. So AWS services store logs to S3, which triggers a Lambda function that analyzes the data in OpenSearch. OpenSearch then sends alerts through the SNS for notifications. So last topic is service comparison, decision metrics. So I'll just compare all the services which are similar to OpenSearch. So this decision metrics helps you choose the right AWS service for your search and query use cases. So full text search, OpenSearch service is optimized for search use cases. Next, real-time log visualization. Again, OpenSearch provides real-time query capabilities. So here, then if you need ad hoc SQL on S3 data, Amazon S3 is best for querying S3 data using the SQL. So which is over here, ad hoc S3 querying S3 data, which is on ad hoc basis, on-demand basis, because this offers serverless pay per query. And Amazon OpenSearch helps these benefits. So you have the k-nearest neighbor plugin, and you have subsequent the dashboard, the custom dashboards, and all the built-in dashboards. Then if you need data warehouse and business intelligence, Amazon Redshift is designed for analytics workloads. So here, so this is for analytics workloads, and this will support columnar complex joins. Then if you need simple AWS log queries, CloudWatch Logs Insights provides native integration for AWS logs. So this one, and this is the native integration. And if you need enterprise NLP search, so Amazon Kendra uses ML powered natural language processing for intelligent search. So if you need this requirement, you will go with Kendra. And if you have IoT, like Internet of Things time series, IoT time series, so Amazon Time Stream is optimized for time series data with optimized compression. So this is this workflow. And if you need for example, some more services like VectorDB for AI and Bedrock. Then Amazon OpenSearch is AWS recommended for vector database use cases. And OpenSearch provides KNN support for vector similarity search. So all these features and benefits. OpenSearch includes sub-second dashboards for real-time visualization. And about some other service, Athena offers serverless pay-per-query pricing. Redshift supports columnar storage and complex joins. CloudWatch logs insights, provides native integration. Kendra uses ML-powered natural language understanding. Timestream features optimized compression for time series data. And finally, OpenSearch KNN plugin. So this is a plugin. OpenSearch supports multiple KNN engines for the vector search. And that's all. Thanks for watching.